has visited the royal household of late Awujale of Ijebu, Oba Sikiru Kayode Adetono in Ijebu Ode, Ogun State, to condole with them over the passing of the Ijebu monarch. The Sultan, who is in the southwest for the coronation of former Oyo State Governor Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja as the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan land, visited the Adetono family on the sidelines of the Ibadan royalty event. Sultan Sa'ad Abubakar proceeded to the tomb of the late monarch and offered prayers for the repose of his soul, Ila Jannah Firdaus.
We lost somebody whom we know to be very committed to his religion, to his tradition, to his culture, and also to the well-being of all communities.
He was received by the heir of the royal family, Prince Saud Adedire Adetono, and chiefs, including the regent, Sonny Kuku. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has commiserated with the people of Benue State over the death of former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Minister of Agriculture and stalwart of the All Progressives Congress, Chief Audu Ogbe. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, represented the president at the burial ceremony in Benue South Senatorial District. Charles Abba reports.
A gloomy and silent night it was when a man valued as a Chief Audu Ogbe answered the call to glory on August 9, 2025. It is to pay their last tributes to this man that the high and mighty of the nation are gathered here at the Fugo to his country home.
He believes Nigeria can achieve and attain world super status.
Homily delivered by the Catholic Bishop of Otukpo Diocese, Most Reverend Michael Ekoya Pochi, emphasized late Chief Audu Ogbe's commitment to God's service and humanity.
Here you have to spread your eternity, hellfire or heavenly kingdom.
He was a remarkable statesman, he was a remarkable legislator, he was an orator in the mold of the great Roman statesman Cicero.
The Idoma people are in a period of mourning, but we have appealed to them not to sorrow, because Audu, our distinguished son, had lived a fulfilled life.
We bless you all and thank you that as we proceed to lay him to rest finally.
Chief Audu Ogbe, aged 78, left behind his wife, Obehi, 5 children and grandchildren. Charles Abba, NTA News.
The Nigeria Police Force has held its final guard of honor at the Air Wing Hangar, Abuja, in memory of late Dr. Solomon Arase, the 18th Indigenous Inspector General of Police and former chairman of the Police Service Commission. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun led the ceremony, describing Arase as one of the finest officers whose career embodied professionalism, discipline, and compassion. He noted that the parade was a final salute to a man who dedicated over 3 decades of public service and left lasting reforms in the force.
March out the remains of the late Inspector General of Police, retired.
He will be remembered by his legacies of distinguished service to the Nigerian Police Force and to our nation, Nigeria. As his body departs Abuja in his final journey, we do not just mourn the departure of a former Inspector General of Police, we celebrate a legacy. His life teaches us that every career will end, every tenure will end, but the impact of true service will endure across generations.
A man who is accessible, has a listening ear, a man who came with a purpose to reform the Nigerian police and transform the Nigerian police force, and that he did.
There was no subject matter you were going to talk to him about that he would not be able to speak so eloquently on. listen.
As his body departs Abuja for its final journey, the NPF lowered its flags and played solemn tunes. And talking about journeys, but not of death, but of progress. When we come back from the break, we'll be tracking ongoing progress of projects for road infrastructure. Stay tuned.
The chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum and Imo State Governor, His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodinma CON, is presenting his latest book titled A Decade of Impactful Progressive Governance in Nigeria. Date Tuesday, September 30, 2025. Venue Emmanuel Uwayamu Conference Center, Owerri, Imo State. Time 12 noon. Chief guest of honor His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Chairman of the occasion, Professor Nantawe Yuwata, National Chairman, All Progressives Congress. Special guests of honor, Their Excellencies, Governors of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Book presenter, Al-Aji Rabiu Isyaku Rabiu, Chairman IRS Group of Companies. Royal Fathers of the Day, His Eminence Al-Aji Sahad Abubakar III, CFR Sultan of Sokoto. Igwe Nemeka Alfred Chebe, CFR MNI, Obi of Onitsha. His Imperial Majesty Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi or Jaja II, CFR Ooni of Ife. The Oba of Benin is Royal Majesty Omonoba Nedo Eko Opolopolo Oba Ewuare II. His Eminence Ediden Ekpo Okun Abasio V, Abong of Calabar. His Royal Majesty Alhaji Yahya Abubakar CFR Etsu Nape. His Royal Majesty Eze Dr. Isio KK CFR Eze Imo, Host, Royal Father, His Royal Majesty Eze Dr. E.C. Ilumwaya, COM, Co-Chairman, Southern Traditional Rulers Council. Book Review. Professor Bennett Chima Wanguma, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Come and witness the unveiling of the landmark achievement of the All Progressive Congress APC in 10 years of federal government. Signed, Cosmas Iwu, Secretary to the Imo State Government and Chairman, Local Organizing Committee.
Guys, food is ready!
Suitable for jollof rice, stew, spaghetti, and yam portage. Cooked to impress.
Nivea Black and White Deodorant, now with 72-hour protection. But what does that mean? 3 cities in 3 days and no fear of sweat and odor. 120 dances with skin as smooth as the moon. Sweat, stain and odor protection. Nivea Black and White Deodorant. Skin is for embracing life. Nivea is for skin.
No buy am! But why? No see say this big bull bag of rice no get the new big bull holographic seal? Not true!
Introducing the Big Bull Holographic Seal Tape, your favorite authentic Big Bull rice, 50 kg and 25 kg. Now with holographic seal tape. This is to ensure you get the premium product from Big Bull Rice. Do not buy if the holographic seal tape is not on the bag or is broken. Big Bull Rice. Tasty rice nourished you.
Wow! Awesome! There's always more with Mr. Chef in the Mr. Chef Extra Jar promo. Buy the 100 cubes pack, get 10 free cubes. Buy the 50 cubes pack, get 5 free cubes. Available in beef, chicken, mixed spices, and all-purpose variants.
In the beating heart of Owerri, business never sleeps. From sunrise to sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind the scenes, vision meets action. Governor Hope Uzodinma's leadership has turned manifestos into reality, transformations that feels like a miracle. But progress needs peace, and in Imo, it's not left to chance. From land to sky to river deep, Guardians are watching, protecting dreams and opportunity. At Orashi's quiet shore, hydropower is rising, set to energize a growing economy. The change is visible. New roads emerge, industry hums, communities come alive. At the center, a digital revolution. 500,000 young minds trained each year to build the future. As Orashi rises, so does Imo and the hopes of a hard-working people. A new Imo is on the rise.
Thank you for staying tuned. Road infrastructure development is one of the priority areas of the current administration to grow the country's GDP. Now, to ensure all roads and bridges that are lying on the economic corridors of the country are reconstructed is a commitment of federal government that the Minister of Works, David Umahi, has boldly reiterated. Correspondent Kenneth Nanim, who is keeping a tab on these projects, gives us an update.
Road infrastructure, no doubt, is critical to sustainable economic growth. But when the roads are bad, according to motorists and other road users, and economic activities suffer, the current administration is aware of the situation and is not only determined to changing outlook, but to link economic corridors across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. The Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano dual carriageway project, with about 4 sections, is one that is dear to the heart of the president.
You will see that this project is 761 billion. The president has directed that no NMPC project, should be stopped. So we are going to prioritize it to put forward what a contractor will, finish in the next 1 year.
With the presidential directive for rehabilitation of highways and bridges on the verge of imminent failure, the 460-kilometer Abuja-Lokoja-Okene-Benin road is also receiving intervention.
The president is already intervening in over 230 kilometers. So we have another 200 kilometers, left, and the road is so terrible.
Activities of heavy-duty vehicles plying the roads are also affecting the bridges, as the quality of work being delivered is getting a thumbs up from monitoring officers. The slow pace of work in some sections is of serious concern.
We are lagging a little bit behind. In the section 3, then section 2, the contractor has not done well as per pace of work in the section 2.
The 3 jobs we gave out in 2023, they may be facing the FCC, as we summon them to the office.
Attention is also on the maintenance of the Kata and the Third Mainland bridges, both in Lagos as well as the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. While some of these projects are at different levels of completion for different reasons, their economic prospects are enormous. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
So, recognizing that socio-economic pathways need to be created, existing ones maintained, and boldly capturing Nigeria's potential is the source code for this current administration's expeditious construction of the 750 kilometers Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and the final phases of the Lagos-Ibadan Highway. Larry Belayi takes a look at these 2 major road projects.
The 750-kilometer road stretched along the coastal corridor is already brewing million naira ideas amongst business moguls, and that is not surprising. No wonder the present administration call it a legacy project.
I witnessed the significant progress at section 2 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, with over 10 kilometers of the 55-kilometer stretch already done. I'm also pleased to report Akwa Ibom sections, and I said that segment
to contribute $1 billion annually, connecting 8 coastal states with potential to command trade, create jobs, tourism, enhanced agriculture, oil and gas, industrial growth, and marine economy.
The construction itself is well known to be employment spinners. You know, everywhere there is construction, you have skilled labor, you have semi-skilled labor, you have unskilled labor. All this, you know, form of employment stimulate economic activity.
The construction works and other challenges encountered, driving back ozone surge, sand filling depth not envisaged, realignment of the corridor from the blueprint to accommodate existing property and limit demolition to the barest minimum.
The office of Surveyor General has been moved to the presidency, so he's working directly under the president. Now, the mandate is for him working with state governors and the Ministry of Works to acquire lands along this, project site.
Meanwhile, the 127.6 kilometer Lagos-Ibadan Express Road, its final phase, which is the modernized and expanded dual carriageway en route Ibadan, this has been a major economic route for decades. A gateway road not only from the north to the southern parts of Nigeria, but one of the trans-African routes from Cameroon to Abidjan. In Lagos, Larry Bilay, NTA News.
So let's keep track on that progress. We have a guest in the studio, Engineer Kashim Abdul Ali, MNI, former president, Nigerian Society of Engineers, and Koren. Thank you very much for joining us, Engineer Ali.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening to you too. So what do you make of the ongoing, construction happening across the country and the slow pace of work that some contractors have admitted to? What do you make of all of this?
Well, it's an old song, and it's one side we're hearing now. If you engage the contractors, they'll also tell you some of the challenges that they face interacting with the government. The truth is, and from my personal experience, there's no contractor that wants to sleep on the site if he's given what he requires. Most often, government is reluctant to pay. By the agreement that they often sign, you are supposed to be paid latest 28 days after your certificate is approved. But they never keep to that, and then they create a problem. Then they talk to the press and create the impression that something is going on. Having said that, it's not like also the contractors don't have their faults, because some of them are not prepared. They get these jobs on the platter of political connections, and then they are not even ready. So after they get the job, they start preparing to do the work, and that takes a bit of time to put their thoughts together, get the finances, and mobilize. So that creates a problem for them. I mean, all said and done, the real problem confronting most of our engineering projects in Nigeria is the governance. The governance structure is not effective and not sustainable. You see the minister going up and down. Before long, he'll burn out because he has other things to do. Imagine he's inspecting some roads in the northeast, for instance, and suddenly the president needs to see him. He has to start running back. Will he go back after that? Maybe while he's on his way, he'll be called again. So the minister has so much to do. But you see, if responsibilities are properly shared and people are held accountable for what they are doing, then we won't have some of these challenges. The minister's job will be kind of monitoring, both desk work monitoring, and only once in a while will he have cause to go to site. And when he goes to site, it means something is really, really not the one that the minister will go to site and be arguing with the contractor or arguing with some people on site. That is not a good governance. We need to do what other countries of the world are doing to keep their roads in good shape.
And if we look at the other side of the divide, one aspect that the Minister of Works, consistently has hammered on is the strict compliance to meeting deadlines, which we have seen from reports shown that these contractors are not meeting deadline. Like you said, he will burn out if he keeps going around. Now, if people are doing their jobs talking about the contractors. I don't think, you know, he will have to be there on ground 247 because he's getting good reports. But he needs to go see, not to speak on his defense. What will be your recommendation, you know, to avoid reoccurrences of contractors who continuously fail to meet deadlines?
Okay, let me use a typical example, the Abuja-Lokoja road. It was awarded in 2006. By 2010, 2010, yes, I had an interaction, I had some work to do with Shopee. And from the handing over notes that were prepared for that road, all that was required to do that, the remaining of the work was about 10 billion naira, which government did not release. But because that money was not released, a lot of destruction took place to even sections that have been completed. And you can see recently, the minister was talking about releasing 56 billion for 53 kilometers, a section that is about 53 kilometers. You know, you see how much it has gone. We have not looked at all the sections. Just a section was going to cost that, whereas the entire road would have taken that 10 M. So, 10B. So the point I'm making here is that it's not about minister not even going to site. You know, it's okay to go to site. It's excellent to go to site, especially if you even qualify individual like the current minister. But what is done in other places is that to have structures. You see, ministries are for oversight, for coordination, policy development. But what we have in Nigeria is a situation where our ministries are involved in implementation. There should be agencies responsible for implementation. You will now ask, what about FEMA? By the law setting up FEMA, FEMA is Federal Road Maintenance Agency. In engineering, maintenance has a definition that is different from reconstruction and rehabilitation. Yeah. At the time FEMA even came into existence, about 73% of our roads had failed. So what was remaining was 20-something%. And that 23 included roads in the FCT that were, of course, in excellent condition and not even under the radar of FEMA. So you now ask, what was the essence of FEMA in the way it was constituted? FEMA has excellent personnel that could do a lot of work. But if FEMA had been transformed into the Federal Road Authority, an authority that is responsible for construction, reconstruction, rehabilitation, maintenance, and everything, then it will be easy to, a lot easier to hold them accountable. For instance, if you have a Federal Road Authority that is considered by properly constituted by qualified individuals, they will prioritize the work they will do. They won't bite more than they can chew, because they will be guided by the ethics of the profession that they profess. So that way, you take a project and schedule it for completion at a particular time, run through that your schedule, complete it before you move to another one. But what we have is a situation where political pressures come, National Assembly people come, and everybody wants their roads awarded, and the roads are being awarded and nothing is happening. I know of a road that used to be a very excellent road for use. For those going to the east, in those days where they go to Makurdi, there was a shortcut of a road from Makurdi through Naka, Adoka to Ankpa. And from there, you just link and go to 9th Mile. And they shut it. That road has been it's just about 110 kilometers.
Okay.
The road has been, if I had failed for a very long time, contract was awarded, nobody is monitoring what is going on, and no work is done. And the road is killing people and enhancing insecurity along that road. Because, you know, if you notice, if you study the pattern of insecurity in Nigeria, most of the places that the bandits stay are places where the roads are bad.
Okay.
Because you must slow down. And so that is why if you see there's a lot of insecurity around that Naka, Adoka in Benue.
All right.
And, yeah.
Engineer Ali, I'm sure that is, well, since we're tracking progress, I'm sure that is work in progress. But let's take a break. We'll be back to continue the discussion.
The chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum and Imo State Governor, His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodinma CON, is presenting his latest book titled A Decade of Impactful Progressive Governance in Nigeria. Date Tuesday, September 30, 2025. Venue Emmanuel Uwayamu Conference Center, Owerri, Imo State. Time 12 noon. Chief guest of honor His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Chairman of the occasion, Professor Nantawe Uwata, National Chairman, All Progressives Congress. Special guests of honor, Their Excellencies, Governors of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Book presenter, Al-Aji Rabiu Isyaku Rabiu, Chairman, IRS Group of Companies. Royal Fathers of the Day, His Eminence Al-Aji Sahad Abubakar III, CFR Sultan of Swagato, Igwe Nemeka Alfred Chebe, CFR MNI, Obi of Onitsha, His Imperial Majesty Obadiye Enita Oguzi or Jaja II, CFR Oni of Ife. The Oba of Benin is Royal Majesty Omonoba Nedo Eko Polokolo Obaiware II. His Eminence Ediden Ekpo Okonabasa to the feet, Bong of Calabar. His Royal Majesty Alhaji Yaya Abubakar CFR Etsu Nape. His Royal Majesty Eze Dr. Isio KK CFR Eze Imo Host Royal Father. His Royal Majesty Eze Dr. Isi Umaya COM Co-Chairman Southern Traditional Rulers Council. Book Reviewer Professor Bennett Chima Wanguma, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Come and witness the unveiling of the landmark achievement of the All Progressive Congress APC in 10 years of federal government. Signed, Cosmas Iwu, Secretary to the Imo State Government and Chairman Local Organizing Committee.
Some say learning is fun, but as a mom, I see how demanding it can be for my child. That's why I ensure he starts every day with a cup of Bonvita. Bonvita. Prepare them to win every day.
The world needs moms. With a splash of Golden Terra oil, a mom can transform a frown into a smile. Change no thanks into yes please. Resolve family feuds without blowing a whistle. Providing tasty family meals is all that matters. Where there are moms, there is love. Golden Terra oil, pour pure love.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
Imagine lovely meals you can cook with these ingredients. You spend heavily, but no guarantee of a tasty meal. Not making a right choice of seasoning cube can ruin your meal, money, and confidence. For a tasty meal, do not compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold for the rich, consistent taste your loved ones crave for. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. 1 cube, endless possibilities.
Nourishing families. Yum!
My morning ritual starts here, surrounded by Life-Made furniture. From my wardrobe to my bed, Life-Made Furniture's whole house customization designs every piece to perfection. I love that in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, Ibadan, and Kano, there's Life Made Furniture.
For a whole house customization and furniture projects, call 081 2000 6000 or visit elifemade.com. LifeMade, your life made forever.
Thank you for staying. Conceived to link the far north with the coastal areas of southern Nigeria, the over 1,000 kilometers 6-lane Sokoto-Badagry superhighway traversing many states is set to redefine transportation and trade in the country. Dalhatu Abdullahi reports.
Conceived over 40 years ago during the administration of the late President Shehu Shagari, the Sokoto-Badagry triple-lane superhighway has now become one of the legacy projects of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, awarded on 14th of August 2024. Since the contract award, the contractor has mobilized the site, currently working across different sections of the road to ensure timely completion.
The level of work is appreciable. So the way and the manner the conductor is looking, we are convinced that definitely he will deliver the project at the stipulated time.
Recent back-to-back inspections by the Minister of Works, David Omahi, and the Minister of State Works, Bello Muhammad Gorenyo, reaffirmed the federal government's unwavering commitment to delivering this multi-billion naira project within schedule.
We've appealed to high-tech, please, no adjustment of price, look at it a lump sum, but go ahead and keep the quality and the integrity of the project.
Community leaders in the project corridor described the intervention as timely and expressed appreciation to the federal government for the gesture.
We are very grateful to the federal government for this wonderful development. It is but a tremendous development to our communities. We, the people of Silame local government, do not have enough words to thank the federal government for this project. We will cooperate fully with the contracting firms handling this road project.
From Kebbi State end, the story is the same, with work progressing in earnest along the 258-kilometer stretch as construction firms intensify efforts to meet the delivery deadline. The highway traverses about 8 local government areas, all with vast agricultural outputs, and when completed, it will significantly ease the movement of goods and services, linking farmers directly to markets and reducing post-harvest losses. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
All right, Engineer Ali, of course, from that report, you're seeing progress made, in the ongoing project there. And people who are beneficiaries of this project are excited because, of course, it will boost, trade routes and enhance regional development. But we've also seen the substantial funding that the federal government continues to put. We know there's the private sector support like the tax credit scheme, but there is need for more investment. Don't you think so?
Yes. There is need, like, this road, so the road I know about, when I was serving, I served in Ilaru, Ogun State, so I used to come to Lagos every weekend. And when you go to Palanto, you cross it, I used to see there was a clearance, that's 81, that cleared the corridor partially, and they said this is so good to us. I used to be very excited. Oh, let them do the road so we can take it. Anyway, I'm happy that somebody is doing it, because if there has been some consistency from that time, by now we would have had the road. Even if we're doing 1 kilometer per month, or even we would have gone far. Anyway, but the point is the investment now is very high. It's so huge that it's difficult for government to do all this and do other things. Because the interesting thing with the road that when you abandon a road, when you start a road work, like you see they're doing earthwork there, if you cannot do that road and if you don't finish it and the rains come, it will wash away what you have done. Yeah. When you come back, you are going to start all over again. So usually when you start a road, dealing with a road is like dealing with a wound. Once you start, you must get to the end. You must dress it and bandage, otherwise there will be an erosion and it could turn into sore. That's how roads are, highways are. So there should be consistency, and that's why I still go back to the issue of the governance. If it's an institution doing it, that is, they know that the focus is that road, and they'll finish it substantially before they can move to another one. Because they are an outfit, that is a government agency doing its work by certain guidelines, nobody will put pressure on them to divert to go and do all that thing. That's what is done in. It's not like we're preaching a new thing. That is a concept everywhere in the world. Create agencies that do this work, implement it. Not the ministry does oversight, but let the agencies do the work. And that way we'll have roads. Because that way you will be able to have road camps, and have personnel working. It creates more employment, and we can do. They are doing a great job, but I pray that they are able to take them to the end, because taking 1,000 and something kilometers of road is a lot of investment. The same thing with coastal road, because if you have that road from Sokoto to Lagos, and Lagos now to Calabar, and then you can link it to Katsina Ala. You have gone around the country. You have like a ring road. So kudos to the government, but they have to change style in terms of governance. Government should not do it directly.
Noted, Engineer Ali. I have to come in there. Let's also this project, can contribute to the development of, the goal visions for the future of our country, because it affects all the sectors. On a final note, what are your thoughts?
Roads, if you are talking about civilization, the first thing you look for is roads. Any civilization that has no road, it has no civilization. So I'm totally for what they are doing. I'm totally in support of what government is doing. And let's continue to sustain that. Let's have roads. Because have roads, there will be less crisis. Do you know what happened in Kaduna? Kaduna used to boil in those days because there are no roads. Somebody who is living 2 kilometers from you could come and tell you lies that they are killing people in one place because there is no road to go. But when McCarthy did the roads, the whole thing came down. If we do roads in this country, there will be immunity. Because for me, as a young person, a young man in the 80s, I drove around the whole country. There's no part of Nigeria I've not been to by road, driving both day and night, enjoying myself. Because the roads, there's single carriageways, but they were good. I could drive your, because there was active maintenance. We had road camps and road overseers, road foremen who were working on the road on a daily basis, checking that potholes were covered and everything worked, though the roads were narrow. Now have wider roads, but they are not maintained. It makes no sense if you have wide roads without maintenance. It's even whether I have to narrow roads and maintain them. So I commend the government, but they should change. There's a bill already passed by the National Assembly, Federal Road Authority and Federal Road Fund. They should use it, and it will work like it does in other developed countries.
All right, Engineer Ali, and also your members should also do their wake-up call, talking about doing the right thing for sustainability, right?
Yeah, members know that if you don't do the right thing, the punishment is huge. They don't play with it. No engineer messes with his license.
Okay, noted, Engineer Kashim Abdul Ali, MNI. Thank you so much for coming on Weekend File, and I'm sure those in authority have taken notes of your thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be back.
TerraCube is available in beef, chicken, jollof and crayfish flavors in 50 cubes Saver Pack and 100 cubes Super Saver Pack.
TerraCube, unwrap joy, unleash taste.
Good, tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Smart Balance. Smart Balance rice bran oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance oil. Good food, no worries.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
The journey of independence and transverse of nation building. Appraisal and projections of Nigeria at 65. The conversation comes up on NTA Tuesday Live, September 30th, 2025. Nigeria's success stories and boundless hopes for our great nation. NTA Tuesday Live, every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. NTA Tuesday Live, educative and incisive as ever. Join us. Nigeria at 65, a continental giant takes another step forward, navigating the contradiction filled by a colorful and resourcefully diverse populace, yet questions linger on the destination of state, propelled by the vagaries of nationhood. What is your contribution to this journey? Join the NTA and an eclectic mix of everything Nigerian, from the academic deans to the street kings, who will lend their voices on the platform that has always been a part of the journey. The NTA on October 1st, 2025.
Thank you for choosing NTA. And Sports Update is next. Ayodeji, you're set for us?
Oh yes, Ruth, okay. Surely. We'll begin with football. Nigeria advanced to the third round of the 2026 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers after a commanding 4-0 victory over Rwanda at the Lake Salami Stadium at Damasinga in Ibadan. Precious Oscar opened scoring in the 13th minute before Tumininu Adesina doubled the lead 7 minutes later. Janet Akekorowe added a third on the hour mark, and Taiwo Afolabi sealed the win late in the second half to complete a 5-0 aggregate triumph. Nigeria will now face either Algeria or Senegal in the qualification series. Two Nigeria Premier Football League matches were played on Saturday. In Benin, Bendel Insurance were held to a 1-0 draw by visiting Bayelsa United. Oke Solomon scored in the 45th minute before Henry Onya was red-carded in the first half. Bayelsa United drew level through Jawad Mustafa for a share of the spoils. While in Jos, Plateau United needed just one strike from Kazim Adeyanju to edge El Kanemi Warriors 1-0 at the new Jos City Stadium. 5 fixtures are scheduled for Sunday to round up the weekend's pairings, while other matches have been postponed due to continental engagements of Remo Stars and Kwara United. Away to the English Premier League, Brentford, after making their worst ever start to a Premier League season with just 4 points from 5 matches, produced the perfect response against Manchester United. Igor Thiago's first half brace inspired the Bees to a 3-1 victory, lifting them out of the relegation zone. At the Stamford Bridge, Brighton stunned 10-man Chelsea with a 3-1 comeback win, ending the Blues' 12-match unbeaten home run in the league. Elsewhere, Manchester City thrashed Burnley 5-1 as Steve conceded 2 own goals, while Eddie Nketiah struck a dramatic late winner to give Crystal Palace a 2-1 triumph over defending champions Liverpool. On Sunday, Newcastle United face Arsenal at the Sports Direct Arena. And that's your sports. It's back to Ruth.
All right, Ayo, thank you for giving us access to those information, though not pleasant for Man U fans. But guess what? Tomorrow is actually the International Day for Universal Access to Information, a day proclaimed by the United Nations to recognize access to information as a fundamental human right, vital for development, democracy, and holding governments accountable. The day is significant because access to information is a prerequisite for human rights, dignity, building inclusive societies, and informed decision-making. All right, and that's Weekend File. Go out there and get those information, but get facts right. And that's Weekend File. I'm Ruth Aguwele. Good night.
It becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness.